again. It's been a while. It is Taking the Mikel. John Obi Mikel, myself, Chris McHardy. I will preface all of this by saying that John, before we clicked record, said, and I quote, "Someone is going to get it" in this episode of the podcast.
No.
I'm worried, John. Am I going to get it? Who's going to get it?
You're probably going to get
I'm
it.
probably going to get something. Great to see you again, John. It's been a while.
Good to see you too, mate. Yeah, it's been a while. We haven't done a Taking the Mikel for a very long time, obviously for various reasons, but we are
You've been
back.
busy.
Yeah.
You've been hobnobbing with UEFA's finest. I saw that, John.
Yeah, I've been doing my bits, obviously. It's always, good to be part of UEFA, FIFA, trying to see how we can, whichever way I can contribute in terms of, trying to change the game, make the game a better place, representing, who we are as football players, legends, Africa and everything. So it's always good to be part of it.
Well, I loved seeing you doing just that. There's so much because we haven't caught up in a while, John.
Yeah.
There's a lot for us to discuss. But let's start with the title race in the Premier League. It's been another great weekend. City on Saturday night getting the result. We'll get to that. But the big result involving two teams that you love to hate, Arsenal and Spurs. Arsenal, you've called them the bottlers. Many people agree with you. We've got a steak dinner riding on this, John.
Yeah. We've got a bet, haven't we?
We've got this bet. A bet winner, proud sponsors, of
bet
course.
winner's going to sponsor that bet. They're going to buy that dinner for whoever wins.
It's going to be me that's winning it. I'm saying Arsenal are going to win it. You don't. It's anyone but Arsenal. But big performance last night.
Big performance, obviously coming from the back of a very disappointing draw against Wolves. That's exactly what they needed. They needed that. If you go away to Wolves and you call yourself title contenders, you have to win that game. Yeah. You have to win, especially when you've gone 2-0 up. You have to win that game. Because make no mistake, there's no question about that. Wolves are the worst team in the Premier League. They are the worst team in the Premier League. And if you go away to Wolves and you want to call yourself champions come the end of the season, you want to call yourself title contender, the favorite to win the title, you have to win that game. When you go 2-0 up, then it's about how do you manage that game? How do you manage that game? It's about game management. It's about leaders managing that game, trying to control the game. And going 2-0 up, and they decided to go and sit back and invite Wolves to come. Why are you sitting back against Wolves? You're already 2-0 up.
Go and win it.
Go and win it. 2, 3, 4, 5. You never know what's going to happen come the end of the season. Goal difference might be the what separates both teams between them and Manchester City. Go and win that game convincingly. Not go and sit back after you've gone 2-0 up. Again, it comes down to that Arsenal mentality. It comes down to that Arsenal mentality that we talk about so many times. Game management, big players, senior players knowing how to control and manage games, seeing out games. And that's something they don't have it. They don't have that.
But that was midweek.
Yes, that's midweek. Yeah,
And I watch it. You've got Raya and Gabriel at the end of that game. They're going at each other.
That's nerves.
That's lack of communication.
That's nerves. That's not lack of communication. That's nerves. If that situation happened at the early part of the season, they would have both dealt with that convincingly. Like, they would have dealt with it really, really well without any issues. That's nerves. That is pressure.
So then it makes it even more impressive. Gabriel backs up that mistake with a performance he put in. Man of the match, 4 goals against your biggest rivals. You're right to question. I think most people question the result against Wolves. For them to come back and produce a performance like they did, John, you've got to give credit. You're smiling at me.
You've got to give credit to them. Again, coming back from that disappointing result against Wolves, yes, they knew they had to come and they had to win that game yesterday. Because, of course, City have done the business. And it's over to Arsenal. City have done their business. They're like, it's over to you. Let's see what you do on Sunday. And they went out and they did that convincingly. They won the game. Credit to Arsenal. Because they played really well. They started the game well. They played well. They were convincing. They were very aggressive. They were positive. They did everything really, really well. And it's great to see Eze back on the score sheet playing, starting the game and played really, really well as well. And you talked about Gabriel as well. I thought who was absolutely superb in the game. Absolutely fantastic to see him play the way he played. because he's been the main man of that Arsenal team when it comes to the defense. You know, he marshals that defense really, really well. He controls everything that comes in that defense, him and Saliba. But I think Gabriel has been the one this season. I think when he gets injured, every time he's out of the team, Arsenal struggle. We can all see that. But then, yes, they had to go out and win that game yesterday. But again, they played against a very, very poor Spurs team.
Spurs were awful.
Spurs were awful. They were terrible. Awful to watch yesterday. Defensively, they were all over the fucking gaff. They were all over the fucking place, Spurs. I mean, you talking about Dragusin or whatever his name is. Yeah. He was awful. You know, the goals they conceded were terrible goals. The mistakes they made with the ball, off the ball, everything was just awful to watch. And it's good to see that the manager has come out and questioned the mentality of this Spurs team. And he said there's so many good players, but with bad attitudes. So many good players in that Spurs team. But what he needs to eradicate is the bad attitudes that they all have. They all have bad attitudes in that Spurs team. And he needs to do that. I mean, Tudor he's got a mountain to climb with with the job that he has to do with that Spurs team. But taking nothing away from Arsenal, they came on yesterday and they did the business. They won the game really, really convincingly well. Credit to the team. Credit to Mikel Arteta, who's been under fire, under pressure. What do you do? Because the question was, what do they do against Spurs? How are they going to perform in that game? And they answered the critics really, really well. They played well from the word go. They played well. They went up early. They went up a goal early, conceded the goal, mistake by Declan Rice. But then the performance that he performed in that game after giving away that goal. But that's what you need from your leaders. You need your leaders when they make mistakes. They're like, okay, yes, I've made a mistake, but watch me go. And that's what Declan Rice did in that game. And he's been that guy that's driving this team. Yeah, he's been that guy pushing and driving this Arsenal team to this title. So credit to Arsenal, credit to Mikel Arteta, who is somebody that has always said, we love the situation we are in and we need to enjoy it.
He's not convincing us.
But he's not convincing us. No. Every time I watch him on the touchline, he doesn't look to me as a man who's enjoying the situation where they found themselves, top of the league. He doesn't seem to me that he's enjoying it. He's always tense on the touchline.
And we've talked about it. I worried that, and I still worry that could rub off on his team. Listen, it was a big victory. He's come out to say it could be the turning point. It could be the catalyst that Arsenal yesterday went out and actually showed what they're capable of. To your point though, John, Spurs, I mean, Igor Tudor had a full week on the training ground. If that's the best they're going to muster, back five, tight midfield three, you had Javi Simons off of Muani. Yeah. They were so deep. Tried to go man-to-man early. That wasn't working. Spurs are a mess. Let's just say it. Spurs are a mess.
Spurs are a mess. And we can talk about we can talk so much about Spurs, how they play, what they do on the pitch. But the problem with Spurs, that it runs way, way deeper than what happens on the pitch. And that's something that we all can agree to. The club is in a mess. The hierarchy is in a fucking mess. Yeah. The whole institution is getting to shit.
It's like
until they be able to find a way to sort that out. Yeah. From the top. The recruitment process in Spurs is absolutely shambles. It's becoming a trend. You find yourself in this situation last season. Again, you find yourself in this situation again this season.
It's like they're sleepwalking to relegation.
Exactly. It's a recurring theme for them. Last season, this season. The club needs to find a way of sorting that out. We thought, okay, it was all Daniel Levy. Now he's gone. The club is still in a fucking mess.
Yeah.
You can question the players that they have. You can question the system that they have. We've always talked about it. The problems most of the time comes from the top. The people who run the fucking organization. If everything at the top is not working well, it will rub off on the pitch. And that's what we're seeing with Spurs. Time after time, season after season. They're chopping and changing managers right, left and center.
Yeah.
Since Pochettino left that football club, they haven't had a decent manager. They haven't had an identity of how they play. With Pochettino, we know exactly what you get. With Ange, you know exactly what you get.
Just can't defend.
Just can't defend. But now they've decided to change another manager and bring Tudor, who, yes, in his previous job, he's come in and he settled the sheep.
He's a firefighter.
He's a firefighter. You know what I mean? It looks like somebody you don't want to get on a fight with in the street. So,
No.
But can he be able to get this Spurs team out of the mess that they're in? Again, I don't think the problem with Spurs is what happens on the pitch. I think it's what happens at the boardrooms, the people that run the football club. You know, it's going to be a massive disaster to see Spurs relegated. With that stadium, the fan base that they have.
I'd love it.
The money that we've spent in building one of the best stadium in the world.
Training ground as well.
Training ground, everything. To see them get relegated, it's going to be the biggest disaster.
But you know what it is, John? It's a lesson to all. You know, there is the old saying, you're never too big to be relegated.
Never too big to be
We've
relegated.
seen Villa, Newcastle, West Ham all in the past relegated when you don't get your house in order. To your point, they've not got it hierarchically on the pitch. I know there are injuries. But
you can talk about the injuries, yes, which they do have. But everybody in the league, every team at some point this season has suffered injuries. All suffered with injuries. So you can't say that is the main reason.
No.
It's an excuse, but it's not an excuse. So you have to deal with it. It's part of the game. You have to deal with it. Unfortunately, the problem with Spurs we talk about is the hierarchy. We all blame Daniel Levy so many times for not spending and bringing in players. Yes, their wage structure is one of the lowest in the Premier League.
Ange Postecoglou said that, didn't he?
One of the lowest. You can't attract big players like that. You can't attract top big players like that. Top big players want big salaries. And Spurs are not ready to do that. And that's why they are where they are right now. That's why they are where they are right. So they need to find a way of solving the problem. We don't want to see, listen, Chelsea, we don't like Spurs. But it's going to be a tragedy. It's going to be a massive disaster to see Spurs get relegated. They're 4 points off relegation. And the way it's looking right now, West Ham are playing well. They're getting back to some sort of form. And if they can be able to do that, they will automatically drag Spurs to that relegation battle.
No doubt, John. I'm looking at you. You know better than most about playing under interim managers.
Yeah.
You've had a few interim managers in your time at Chelsea. You know, talking to a few of the lads about this over the weekend, saying how big this game was for Igor. His first game, home to Arsenal.
You can't judge him for that. You can't judge a man for that.
But John, what's the reaction now? He's just lost 4-1. So how does an interim who's meant to come in and give all the boys a bit of energy, a little bit of a bounce, how does he recover from a 4-1 home defeat to your biggest rivals?
It was a game against the best team in the Premier League.
Yes.
It was a game against the team that has the best squad in the Premier League. It was a game against the team that everybody has tipped for the title. You can't judge him for that. I can't judge him for that. He needs time.
So the players,
every manager, when you come in, you need time. You need time to be able to install your philosophy, the way you want the team to play.
It's fair.
And he hasn't had that. He hasn't had that. So I can't judge him for that. He needs time to be able to say to the players, which is what I like though, his comments after the game, to straight away let the players know that I'm not here to mess about.
No.
I am here to get results. And I'm here to get you guys from the shithole that you found yourself. The bad habits of the players is what I need to get rid of. He's made it pretty clear. And that's what you need to see from a manager that who's coming and doesn't want to mess about. His probably must have been told about the attitude of this Spurs team. But this is what you get from these players nowadays. They all feel entitled. That's what it is, isn't it? Young players nowadays feel like, oh, if I'm not playing, I'm going to be grumpy all around the fucking place.
Get my agent on the phone.
I'm going to get my agent on the phone. He is coming and he's seen that straight away. It didn't take him time to see the attitude of these players. So Spurs, he has a massive, massive job in his task in his hand to be able to get this Spurs team to start winning games. All they have to do is win games. It doesn't matter how they win games. They have to win games. They have to start getting points on the board because right now they're not doing that. And if they're not doing that, they have massive games coming up. If they don't do that, we're talking if in the next 4 or 5 games, if they don't put points on the board, they will find themselves in a relegation battle. And for a massive team like Spurs, that's not where they want to find themselves.
The stats, John. 2 wins in their last 18 in the league. They're winless in their last 9.
Horrible.
That is relegation.
But again, we can talk about how impressive Arsenal were yesterday.
And they were good.
They were good. Take nothing away from them. They were absolutely fantastic.
But Spurs were terrible.
Spurs were awful.
They were.
They were terrible. The goals that they conceded. The first goal that Gyökeres scored, I mean, how much time does he need? The ball came to him, control. The defender was just waiting and said, show me what you got. Boom, top corner. Great finish.
That was the coming out.
There was nobody there to close him down.
Yeah.
Nobody to close him down.
Spurs made it look
awful to watch yesterday's Spurs. Defensively all over the place. And that's something he needs to sort out. The defensive part of their game. And then he can build on that going forward. I think they have some fantastic players in terms of creativity. You know, you can look at Simmons. You know, he hasn't had the best season. No. He's not the only one. But, you know, they need something. They need some sort of energy. And you can look and say the energy, they're lacking the energy. Conor Gallagher is trying to get them going with his energy that he brings, but it's not enough. They need more than that.
I feel sorry a bit.
They need more than that.
Yeah.
You know, I watched Basuma, I watched Sarr. These are players a couple of seasons ago. You know, Basuma, when he was at Brighton, we know what he's like. I mean, Caicedo took over from him. He was Caicedo in Brighton.
He was.
Breaking up plays, energy that he brought to the game. You don't see any of that right now.
No, you don't.
He looks a shadow of himself. Yes, the quality is there. Who can bring that quality out of this Spurs players? Sarr, we know he has the legs to bump forward, go forward. He doesn't do that enough. They need some sort of freedom to be able to go out there, express themselves. So take nothing away from Arsenal, but there is a but. They did play against one of the second worst team in the Premier League.
Yeah.
That's what Spurs are. Wolves, the worst. Spurs right now are the second worst team in the Premier League. Because I think Burnley are playing some really good football.
Well, you would say that. They got to draw it Stamford Bridge. Don't talk up Burnley as if they're the new Barcelona. But I take the point on all of that. I guess the $1 million question, with their form, 2 wins in 18, none in their last 9.
Yeah.
They've got Fulham away next.
Yeah.
Crystal Palace at home upcoming as well, do Spurs. They are in a relegation battle.
Yeah.
Do they go down? Does Igor Tudor have enough about him? And again, to your point, you can't judge him off of one game.
No.
I think it's...
No, we all can't judge him with that game against Arsenal because, yes, again, I say it, Arsenal right now, although City are coming back, but I think Arsenal, you know, for the past, from the season, the whole season, they've been the best team. Consistent. They've been the best team. They've conceded probably, I think, the less goals. They've been consistent. They've been the best team. So I can't judge him on that. And Arsenal had to win that game yesterday. Again, it's a derby. They had to win that game. And knowing that they've sort of considered the league title to City. So I think it's both teams now. City have 11 games left, right?
City have got
11 games, I think. Arsenal has 10 games left.
So they've got a game in hand over them, yeah. 5 points the gap.
5 points the gap. I think if City go on now to win all 11 games,
both teams have the title in their hands because they play each other April 18th.
Exactly.
So you saying City for you still win it? They're the favourites, and we've not even got an answer about whether Spurs go down. Just let's go back there. Do Spurs go down?
I don't think Spurs go down. I think Tudor will find a way of getting them out of this. I think so. I think they also miss Romeo, I think, who's been also reckless in terms of the way he's been playing lately, you know, comments that he's been making about the club, about the hierarchy. It looks to me like somebody doesn't want to be there, Romeo. He looks like he wants out. He wants to go. He's thrown in the towel. He's like, I want to get the fuck out of this place. Because you can't be making comments like that. The captain of the football club. You are the captain. I mean, some of the comments he makes is absolutely outrageous.
And then he gets sent off. Then he's reckless himself.
Exactly.
So it's like, hold on a second. Focus on your own game.
And let the board deal with it. Which he does have the right to talk about the board because they've been absolutely shit as well. But focus on your own game and make sure you do your job on the pitch, which he has failed to do that this season. If he comes back, and I think if they be able to get a couple of players back from injury, I think they do have a chance of staying up. They have a good team. They have good players. Sometimes playing a good player is not enough. Having the quality, the potential is not enough.
You got to deliver.
You have to deliver. It's how much do you want it? How much do I want to succeed? How much do I want to get better?
Yes, the desire.
What is the mentality? What is your desire of getting better as a player? Improving day in, day out. Being a good player is not enough. Being a quality player is not enough. There's so many good quality players all around the Premier League. But the top ones have the mentality of getting better and winning. And Spurs don't have that.
No, they don't. So, you still believe they stay up? They're too
I
good.
believe they stay up.
Okay. So, the other question then. Off the back of Arsenal's win, Mikel Arteta saying it's a turning point. He feels that they're ready for this run-in. Do Arsenal, I don't know what you're going to say here, but do Arsenal, is it the turning point? Do Arsenal have enough to keep City at bay?
Well, I think they have the best team still. But are they playing well enough? No. Lately, they haven't played well enough. I think this is 3 wins in 8, I think it is. Sometimes when you rely so much on set pieces, this is what happens.
There's a pressure.
When you build a club, a team, and you spend $1 billion building a team, and you're telling me you rely so much on set pieces, corner kicks, to score goals, to win games. This is what happens. Because this is the Premier League. You will get found out pretty quickly. And people will try to stop you from that. And we can see that now. Teams are leaving 2-3 up when it comes to corner kicks. And what do? They have to go back. This is the Premier League. People will find you out straight away. And that's what's happened. They have been rigid the way they play. Sometimes when I watch them, they're so rigid. Only the game yesterday that I see that there's a little bit of creativity. They've been so rigid.
Yeah.
They depend solely on set pieces, scoring goals. Manchester City, in open play, have scored more goals than Arsenal.
There's more freedom to City.
There's more freedom to City. Scoring goals, creating chances. Arsenal hasn't done that enough. And at some point during the season, you find out, and that's what's happened. So for me, I still believe they're favorite. But again, it comes down to the question. During the crunch time of the season, when it matters most, when you've been tipped as the favorite all season to go on and win the title, are you going to do it? Can they do it? Can this Arsenal side go on and win it? I believe that the situation they find themselves right now, we've said it over the season, is theirs to lose. It's Arsenal's to lose.
It's the best chance they've had.
It's the best chance they have.
Yeah.
To go on and win this title. The question is the mentality. Do they have the mentality that they need to go on and win this title? Because you can be as great as you want. You can be as fantastic as you want. It's how much you want. The mentality has to be there. The mentality of changing and going, you know what? We've been coming second for the past 3, 4, 5 seasons. We want to go one better. How do we go one better? How do we change that mentality? Is our mentality as weak as people talk about? Or we want to show everybody that we have a strong mentality? Because when I look at them, I still believe that the mentality of this Arsenal side is very, very weak.
Still questionable.
They're still questionable.
So even a result.
They are great players.
Yeah.
Make no mistake about that. They're fantastic players. Make no mistake about that. But sometimes that is not all you need. You need the mental side of the game. And that's what separates Manchester City and Arsenal.
But does a win like that, having been yourself down these title road before, does a win like that and the manner of the victory yesterday?
Again, they played against the worst team in the Premier League.
Still a big rival.
It's still a big rival. But they played against one of the worst teams in the Premier League. Yes, it can help them. Yes, it can change the mood of the team. But I don't believe that I still don't believe there's this question mark about the mentality of this Arsenal team. Because when you look at that Wolves game, that is what we talk about mental.
Yeah.
And when I watched Rodri last 2 seasons or 3 seasons ago talk about the mentality of this Arsenal side, saying they came to the Etihad, and I watched them, and I looked at the players before the kickoff of the game, and I could see the mental side of these players. It was weak.
You can see
they have weak mentality.
You can smell
You can smell it. And that's the massive job that Mikel Arteta has to do in these last 10 games. Work on the mental side of these players.
How do you do that?
You have to. You have to.
Is that through words,
some sort of way you have to talk to the players. You have to have meetings. You have to make sure you try to make them understand what it will mean for them to be Premier League champions. They haven't won the Premier League for the past, 22, 23 years.
2004.
What it will mean for them, what it will mean for the fans, for the club, for the organization, them as players. You want to win titles and you want to win the big ones. And this is the biggest in the Premier League. You want to win the Premier League. How can Arsenal go on to win that? Because everybody is questioning, even if now that they still find themselves in a good position, we still question the mental side of those players. We still question, can they be able to go one better? So the difference between Arsenal and City is that City, when you watch now Pep Guardiola, it's all about the mind games, isn't it? It's the mind games. For the past 2, 3, 4 weeks, every time he comes, press conferences, the one thing he talks about, listen to Pep. Oh, there's still 12, 11 games left. It's eternity. There's so many games left.
Yeah.
So much is going to happen. Yeah. He is sending a message to Arsenal because he knows that the history of the club, the history of the club is that they bottle it come the end of the season. They find a way of fucking it up. So he finds a way of playing that mind game. He's become the master at it. Saying, 12 games, 11 games, it's an eternity, a lot. Yes, it is in the Premier League. Yes, it is. He's right about that. But he keeps banging on that. It's eternity. Yeah. A lot can happen. He keeps saying that. It's the finish line. Yeah. We know how to finish better than you. You guys always find a way of fucking it up. You're not good at finishing. We can finish. Well, we can finish strong because we know how to do it. We've been there. We've done it. Looking at this City side, from the players, the managers, the manager, the board, the staff, the kitchen staff, the laundry guy, they know how to win titles. They've been there, they've done it.
Yeah.
So when I saw them celebrating the way they did against Newcastle, was it a little bit over the top? No. They've earned the right to celebrate that way.
They knew it was a big win.
They knew it was a big win.
Saturday night, playing before Arsenal. It was a big result.
Sending a message to the rest of the Premier League and especially to Arsenal. We are here. We are not giving up. If you want to win this title for the first time in 22 years, you have to come through us. You have to beat us. We're not going to give it to you.
No.
That was that celebration. That was the mind game. We're not going to give it to you. It's not going to be easy for you. We are here. We're not going to go away. That was the celebration that I saw from the Man City side, from Pep Guardiola, the players celebrating, Haaland going to the fans, celebrating, screaming, shouting, giving each other a hug. Because they've been there, they've done it. They know what it feels like to be able to be champions. So that is the mind games that is going on. And Pep is playing it so well, sending that message to Arsenal saying, you have to go through us. We are the team that you need to beat to be champions. And we're not going to make it easy for you. So we're not going away.
City win the league.
We also have to put in consideration that this is the City side that's not quite as dominant like they used to be. They're not at all. There's still some sort of question marks with the City side. Defensively, they will give you opportunities. They will give you chances to score goals.
Yeah, they will.
Yes, they will score goals, but they will give you opportunity to score goals. The all City side, they will control the game. They will dictate the game. They will give you 1 or 2 chances, but that's it. They will go 2, 3, 4. They will kill the game. Some games you thinking in the past few years, we're thinking they had no right in winning that game. How the fuck did they win? Did they get all 3 points? How did they come away with all 3 points? It was the mentality that they had. It was the know-how that they had in that team. when that engine starts, come towards the end of the season, the last 10, 15 games, it never stops.
Traditionally.
Does this City side now have that in them?
I don't know.
There's question marks about that.
Yeah.
That is my only concern with City. But I still think, saying all that, I still think they've now found themselves in a very, very good position because they have the manager that you can't write off.
It's in their hands.
They have the players that you can't write off. And it just seems to me that slowly but surely, they're starting to find that rhythm. They're starting to find the City way. And of course, the main man is back. Slowly but surely, you can see the City way, Rodri. Again, people talk about it. It's not the long passes. It's the little ones that he plays in between the lines. It's the rhythm that they have.
And the control.
It's the control that he has. Yes, his first 2-3 games, he was still trying to find his fitness. But slowly but surely now, you can see he's getting back to his fitness. And if he can be able to do that in the next 2, 3, 4 games, there will be a force to reckon. So for me,
City.
it's 50-50. But if you ask me, with the history that both team has, of course, I have to go with City because Arsenal always find a way of fucking it up. They always find a way of bottling it. And I still believe that with the mentality that they have, unless they change that mentality, they will still bottle it.
Right, so Spurs to stay up, City, I think, to win the league from John. Right, I'm conscious we haven't got yet to Chelsea. You and I haven't had a good chat about Chelsea in a while,
Yeah.
John. Draw at the weekend, disappointingly. 1-0 up, dominating the football match. Sending off of Wesley Fofana changes the game. Second successive game, or league game rather, in which Stamford Bridge, they drop points. And when you consider as well, before that, West Ham were 2-0 up, and it was a last-minute winner then. At the Bridge, Liam Rosenior's Chelsea struggling a little bit to put games away. What have you made of it?
Not convincing.
No.
Not convincing lately, honestly. It's a shit show what's going on at the football club. There's no question about that. It's a shit show. We find ourselves now fourth in the table, right? 45 points with Liverpool, Manchester United.
United have got a game.
If United win today, right?
Yeah.
They go above us.
Yeah.
Manchester United going above Chelsea. The way they started the season, it's just awful. It's just incredibly awful to see. I just don't see any consistency with our team. I don't see us, we had Enzo Maresca. I've said it. I think it was a massive mistake to sack him. I think so. I still believe that. I still stand by that. Yes, there was a little bit mistake. But again, we didn't know the in and out of what happened. Just slowly but surely now we're starting to hear stories of what happened. That sometimes his hands were tied in terms of selection, in terms of players he could play, how many minutes players can play and all that. With all this return to whatever fucking department they have at the club. Telling the manager how much a player can play. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
A manager that won us the Club World Cup, won us the Conference League. A manager that I see that we have some sort of identity the way we played. We had a way forward. We were the best team in terms of playing out from the back. Playing against big teams.
Big teams.
Winning against big teams. Competing against big teams. That's what we did.
Yeah. You were the
So
best.
for me, for the club to sack him is just absolutely crazy. And now, like I said it, we've gone we took a step forward and we've gone 5 steps backwards.
You really
Yes,
believe that?
Liam is coming and he's won games. But I just don't see something that is missing. There is absolutely something that is missing. Something is not quite right. Cole Palmer is not really happy. Yes, he struggled with injuries, but he's back playing. But he's not quite to his best. There's stories about him linking him to Manchester United.
Yeah. They're not going away either.
They're not going away. There's no smoke without fire, mate.
No.
So
then,
for me, I just think the team is just... Yes, start of the season, I said we need 1 or 2 players or 3 players to compete to win in the league. No. Now when I look at us, I think we need whole fucking 11 to win.
Come on.
I genuinely think so.
Caicedo,
yes.
Pedro Neto,
Pedro Neto, yes.
Cucurella.
Cucurella, yes, but is Cucurella a top world-class player?
Yes. Come on, John.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Come on.
Rhys James, yes.
On his day, yeah.
On his day, if he's fit.
Centre backs issue.
Oh, no. Please don't talk to me about the question of centre backs. Don't even go there. Don't go there.
And striker.
The centre backs that we have in the team, all of them, except Levi Colwell. That's it. Top. That can become, he's not top yet. He can become top. There's potentials there. You can see. Chalobah, it's okay. But the rest. Fofana, struggle with injuries. Not been back to his best.
You need to play.
Again, I don't know how we got 2 stupid yellow cards.
Change the game.
Change the game for us. Again, we should have won.
The ill discipline, John.
Again, it comes down to the discipline that we've talked about in this team, which was there during Enzo Maresca's reign. And now, again, we can see the discipline issues. And that's something that the clubs need to sort out. But again,
is that youth? What's that, John? Is that lack of leaders?
It's youth, it's inexperience that we have. Again, when you have experienced players in the team, so much more can be better when you have experienced players in the team. I know it's very, very unfair to keep going back to our days. I don't want to be going back to it because it's history. But what we won, what we did for the club, it's not history. It's in the DNA of the football club. I know when we were playing, when a player gets a yellow card, a senior player comes to your ears and says, mate, be fucking careful. You've just got a yellow card.
Yeah, because then you're worried about letting.
Exactly.
It's not necessarily the manager. It's
exactly.
JT and
because we want to win the title. When we're competing to win the title. I've been there when players go to the manager and say, oi, get him off. Because he's just received a yellow card. We don't want to suffer. We don't want to go down to 10 men. The manager takes you off. Because you don't want to put the team in that situation. Yeah. Leaders, that's what leaders do. That's what captains do. That's what experience brings. This team don't have that. Who's going to go to the manager right now and say, get him off? Because he's been yellow carded. You talk about leaders. You talk about a manager that has the full power. You talk about the Manchester City game against Newcastle. Ruben Diaz got a yellow card. What did Pep do?
Brought him off.
Brought him off.
Kusanov came on, didn't he?
Kusanov come in.
Yeah.
That's what you call leader. That's what you talk about when you talk about a top manager that can make decisions. Ruben Diaz is the top player. One of the senior players. Second vice captain of the club.
Yeah.
What did he do? No. You got yourself into this mess. You're off. I want to win. The club is bigger than you. It's about the club. It's about the organization. You're off. You're not going to put us in the situation where we're going to finish this game with 10 men. I don't care who you are. You're off. So that's what I want to see. There is no leadership from the manager to the players. Everything is just, there's something missing. And we don't have that yet. So it comes down again when I talk about it. The leadership starts from the top. From the top. If you have an owner that makes decisions, if you have an owner that both of them don't clash and fight within each other all the fucking time, one of them want to buy the other out, the other want to buy the other. The instability at the top,
that it creates.
It affects the place, it affects the team.
I've got to ask John, how many failed assignments did you make?
Oh,
we don't know the player. Liam didn't want to throw anyone under the bus.
But he did.
But he kind of did, didn't he? I mean, the rhetoric, we've seen the memes, the David Brent comparisons.
That's not fair, though. I have to say that's not fair.
Is it not?
It's not fair to a manager to make memes of a manager. It doesn't matter who he is, what he looks like. Again, we'll touch on that later. What a person looks like, how a person dresses. It's not your fucking business, mate.
What you're saying about in terms of the stuff that's been doing the rounds on Liam.
On Liam, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
so for me, that part, I will never condone any of that. So if he's saying, again, it comes down to inexperience, what he said. His post-match interview saying, there's a player that we assigned to mark a player or to defend. No. That's experience. A manager shouldn't come out and say that. if you want to say that, go full on and say the whole thing.
Yeah, don't go.
Call out whoever you want to call out. Don't go half-half. Say it. Because you started it. Finish it.
He did. He offered it up.
It's a bit like Enzo Maresca when he said, oh yeah, this has been my 24 hours, but, and the press say, can you elaborate? No, I don't want to fucking elaborate.
Yeah, it's true. So you're starting it. You know you're going to get the
Exactly.
questions.
If you have the balls to come out and say it, have the balls to fucking finish it.
Yeah,
say it. So he's come out and say, I don't want to throw the team under the bus, player under the bus.
But someone failed.
You just fucking did.
Someone did fail on the assignment. Because of course,
someone did fail on the assignment. Listen, that happens. Set pieces. And that's why during our time at the club, again, I go back, I hate when teams do zonal marking.
Your man marking.
Oh, yeah, man marking. Man, because when he fucks up,
you got accountability.
It's your fucking responsibility.
Yeah. I'm no coach.
It was back then, it was about accountability. It was about responsibility. It was about you owning your own shit. Being responsible for yourself, of your mistake. Yes, it's a team game. But when you've been assigned to do a job, you fucking do it.
Yeah. And if you don't.
If it's your man, you do it. I mean, during corners, you see us, everybody will be allowed because I don't want to see my man get a header on me. No. Is he going to have a first step on me? I need to be ready. But when you zonal, you're looking and thinking, oh, no, it's your man. Oh, it's my man. Oh. It creates doubt. It creates chaos. And that's why we never liked it. JT never liked it. If a manager comes in and say, oh, let's do zonal, we do it for one or two games, and when we consider goes like, I need to fucking speak to him. We need to change it.
He wanted to go back to man.
Man to man.
Because of that. That's interesting.
What we do, we have one man in front post and the other person behind. So either we have Frank Lampard, who's usually on the first post, and DJ Drogba behind him, who can, if he comes...
Gets a flight of the
ball. If he goes past Frank, DJ can then clear it. But the rest, man to man. Because it's your job. You have to do it. So for Liam to come out and say, oh, I don't want to throw the player under the bus. But you just did. But again, it's leadership. It's experience. It's an inexperienced manager. He will learn from that. And again, this will create some sort of, negativity around the training ground, around the place. Is he going to have a meeting with the player, with the group and say, you know what? When I assign you to do something, you do it. But again, that's why I like man-to-man when it comes to set pieces.
Right. I guess it's a nice launch pad for this next conversation. It's been quite a week in football. You talked there about throwing a player under the bus. I've got to ask the question, John. A lot of people on our various feeds have wanted your take on what has transpired this past week in the UEFA Champions League. I'm heading over, of course I am, to the Portuguese capital, Benfica, against Real Madrid. The spectre of racism has reared its ugly head again. I think we can safely park that and say you can never condone racism. Of course you cannot. There is a problem, but there's a societal problem. It's not just a problem in football. What I have to ask you about, though, is your former manager, José Mourinho. We've met him. You obviously know him far better than I do, but I was staggered at what was coming out of his mouth in the aftermath of that, almost implying, John, that Vinicius had brought on the alleged abuse himself because of his celebration. Can I get your thoughts?
Yeah, listen, I think the ugly scenes that we've seen in the past couple of weeks. Yes, Vinicius Junior, but again, we come back to the Premier League where players last week or this weekend have been abused. 2 or 3, 4 players have been abused racially. Hannibal, Wesley Fofana, and the rest of them. Yeah. So it's a massive problem. It's a huge problem. It's a societal problem, like you've said. There is no place for racism. There is no place for discrimination. There is no place for that. And it's a shame to see that the world that we live in right now, racism, discrimination is just everywhere.
It is.
People think they can wake up in the morning and just go around their fucking business, go around the street, insult people, and do whatever they want. And they think it's a norm.
Yeah, they hide it behind freedom of speech.
Exactly. They think it's a fucking norm right now to get away with it. It's not. It's never been. And it shouldn't be. There's so many forces around the world right now trying to divide people. who you worship, what you look like, shouldn't come to any question. People are allowed to be who they are. Who you worship, what you look like, the color of your skin should not matter at all.
It's 2026, it shouldn't.
Should not matter at all. But that's the society we live in right now, where the people that we vote in, the people that rule the fucking world, make racism comments and think it's okay to get away with it, and think it's fine. And it's becoming a norm that they can just get away with it. They can just brush it off their shoulder. Oh, he said it. Oh, it's okay. It's not. Shouldn't be. And we talk about the one thing that brings everybody together. The one thing that unites us.
Sport.
The one thing that makes people come together. Chinese, Arab, African, whoever, European, whoever you are. Football brings everybody together, has always been. And this is the one thing that unites us. And this is the one thing that should, in this moment in time, with the hate that is going on around the world, with the racism, the discrimination, football is the one thing that should always unite us. So when I saw what I see with Vinicius Junior, it's appalling. It's a shame that in 2026 we're talking about here, it still happens.
So
people still get racially abused. And for a player to get racially abused for celebrating the way he did, it's crazy to hear other people saying, oh, well, he shouldn't celebrate the way he did. Are you telling me right now there's probably going to be a playbook of how black players should celebrate? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah.
There should be a rule for that? Does it justify you to go into your deepest side and bring out a racism card and call him whatever you call him because he celebrated the way you don't like? A player to a player.
Yeah.
And look at the celebration. There was absolutely nothing wrong with it. All he did was go to the corner flank and have a little dance.
There's nothing wrong with it.
There's nothing wrong with that. A player should celebrate the way he wants. As long as he doesn't go to the fans and say, oh, F you or whatever it is. Fuck you, whatever. A player has the right to celebrate as he wants. And it's crazy that my former manager, that I have so much respect for, huge respect for, and I've said it so many times, I've come on this podcast, I don't defend. It's not defend because I know who he is. When you defend somebody, it's like he's guilty. I know who he is. José Mourinho is nowhere near the word racism. Nowhere near. As a person, take away football. As a person, as a father, that I know, there is no way you can associate José Mourinho with racism. But when you are in charge of an organization as Benfica, and such thing happen, by the way, still under investigation.
Yeah, it's important to point that out.
But yes, they're still under investigation. But for a player to cover his mouth and go like this,
correct,
something
something's not right.
Bad has been said.
Correct.
If you know, say, why do you have to do that?
Why that?
Why do you have to do that as a player?
Correct.
So we can't see, the lip reader can't read what you've said to a player.
Yes.
So for me, still under investigation, but when you do that before you say something, it just shows that you're not innocent. Even when Kylian Mbappe was trying to say, oh yeah, he did say, I watched the kid, he never once said, oh no, I didn't say that. If you know you haven't said something like that, you can protest, you can justify yourself, you can argue. He never argued.
No, he didn't.
Never did.
He turned away.
He turned away and
as
walked
Vinicius ran to the referee, he turned away. And he did. I mean, again, we're
assumptions here.
Assumptions, but he did look guilty.
He did look guilty. So, Mourinho should have, yes, the adrenaline of the game, the emotions of the game. We understand. We've all been there. And when you've come off a game against his old team, Real Madrid, he lost the game. You're now a coach of Benfica. and everybody, you're not coming out to speak for Benfica. You're not coming out to speak for José Mourinho. You're coming out to represent because you are the coach of a Portuguese club.
So you're representing a country.
You're representing a country. It's beyond what just happened. It's beyond the game that just happened. It was a societal thing. You should have come out and say, you know what? What I expected to hear from my old boss, from my gaffer. Yes, it's under investigation. But there is no place for racism.
Yeah.
There is no place for such thing. But let's wait until it's concluded. There is no place for that. So for him to come out and say, oh yeah, Vinicius Junior shouldn't celebrate the way he did. Absolutely no. That was a clumsy comment from José Mourinho. And he will be the first. He knows. He will be the first to know, I have fucked up here. This is a clumsy statement. He's a smart guy. Very smart guy. He knows.
Why does he not apologize then?
I don't know the reason why he hasn't apologized, but I expect him to come out at some point and make a statement and say, you know what? There's nobody who's played with José Mourinho that has a bad word to say about him, especially when it comes to racism. Especially. Zero. Absolute zero. I know him. I'm still in contact. I know the guy. So there is no place for that. He is the first. He will be the first to say, I fucked up. He was, it was after the game. There was emotions running high.
But you can't justify.
I didn't think about my statement. It doesn't justify what he said, but I didn't think about what I was going to say. He's an experienced manager. He knows. He's a smart guy. He knows what he should have said. And for me, I just think what the statement that he made is a massive, huge mistake. It's a clumsy statement. And he's the first to put his hand up and say, you know what? I've made a massive mistake here. And I need to apologize. I'm expecting him, maybe now or maybe later when the investigation is concluded. Yeah. I'm expecting him to come out and make a statement, which I believe he would. Because the man that I know, the José Mourinho that I know, is nowhere near related to anything to do with racism. But again, it comes down to us. Are the authorities doing enough to kick out racism in football? I don't think so. A lot more can be done. And we're not doing enough. We started the whole fucking kneel down before the game. What the fuck is that? That's not enough.
No, it's not.
We did it for a couple of seasons. Where's it gone?
On to the next thing.
On to the next fucking thing. There is no structure of how to kick out racism in the game. The people in charge, the FA, the people that run the fucking organization, they're not doing enough. I've been to FIFA congresses where they're trying to do enough. But it's still not enough. Enough can be done. Gianni Infantino is doing well. Severin, UEFA they're doing well. They're trying to do well, but it's not enough. We have to fight it. Does it have to come down to when a player is found guilty? Whoever, a player, a manager, a staff, is found guilty of racism, should be kicked out of the game.
Lifetime ban.
Lifetime ban. I'll ask you a question. If somebody is found guilty in society, you can sue somebody for racism.
Yeah, you can.
And when he goes through court and everything, if he's found guilty, what happens? He goes to jail, right? Prison sentence.
If he's found guilty.
Is he found guilty? Why do footballers have to get away with it? Why do people in sport have to get away with it?
Yeah, it's true. I think it's what
it's
you're
same
saying.
thing.
It's
So when you make a strong statement, when you have a stand on it, you have to follow through. If a player, a staff, whoever is found guilty of making a racial statement, discrimination. Done. End of. Make that statement. If you have, again, still investigation. If what happened, and that player, Benfica player, got banned, 2-3 days later, UEFA come back and say, you know what? Found you guilty. That's it. You're done. There is no place for you in football. There's no place for you in sports. Do you think what happened during the weekend would have happened?
It's a deterrent. It would act as a deterrent. But of course, we're getting to different realms on this pod. Probably don't have enough time. But then we're getting to the realms, John, of talking about what more can social media companies do? What responsibility do they play in actually identifying individuals who think they can send derogatory DMs to our football players. In the case of Wesley Fofana, disgusting that was sent through to him. So this is, to your point, football authorities need to do more, but you said it right at the very beginning. If our leaders in government are spreading hate and, essentially they're creating these chasms in society, then what hope do football authorities have in stamping it out? But I was, like you, disappointed in Jose. I hope an apology somewhere down the line is coming, because it's José Mourinho.
It's José Mourinho.
It's one of the greatest football managers of all time.
Yeah.
And I listen to you. I've never worked for him. If you tell me he's not going to race his bone in his body,
hell no.
I believe that. But that is a massive, massive poor judgment, a poor thing to do.
Yeah.
And he needs ultimately to come out and an apology.
Listen,
is it good enough? Let's see.
Yeah, Jose is who he is, and yeah, he's my boss. He's my coach. He's my gaffer. But as we've always done in this podcast, is say what is right, hold people accountable, say what is right, and I will always do that. He knows. Me saying this about Jose, he knows. He watches. He listens. He will know that I know him. And I'm sure deep down inside, he knows he's fucked up. He knows he's made a mistake. A poor judgment of statement, like you've just said. But I'm hoping at some point, when the investigation is finished, I'm hoping, and I believe, that the man that I know will come out and issue an apology. And I'm hoping he'll do that.
And Johnny wasn't the only one. A man that, of course, you've had your battles with, Sir Mark Clattenburg. He was working for a well-known TV broadcaster. He himself intimated that Vini didn't help the situation, that he didn't help the referee. He has subsequently apologised after there was a huge outcry of outrage at the comments. I mean, yeah, so Jose's not alone.
You know, I don't know how to say it. They say, is it squeak like a dog, walk like a dog? It's a dog, or whatever it is.
I've never heard it, but I like it. I'll run with it, John.
I probably didn't say it right, but that's all I have to say about that.
Okay.
No comment. No comment.
I think we can deduce exactly what you mean from it.
Yeah, exactly. So that's all I can say about him.
Yeah, fair.
Because
there's history.
There is a history. There is a history there. And for somebody to come out, again, a match official, ex-match official, just shows you, if he was still in charge of games,
yeah, that's interesting,
what his stance would have been.
Yeah.
He's just told us what his stance would have been.
It didn't help the referee. Didn't help the situation.
Instead of him trying to, a referee to try to listen to the play and try to find out exactly the reason why. I'm not saying when a player comes out straight away and say, blah, 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 you have to listen. But for him to say that straight away, I just told you, his mentality.
It gives you a bit of an insight.
An insight exactly of what he would have done if he was still officiating. And right. that's really all I can say about that. And there's just so many things. You know, it's crazy that in the past few weeks, a lot has been said about, you know, it's just dominating headlines. You know, you have another owner of a huge football club as Manchester United.
Yeah.
You know, Ratcliffe, again, coming out and making a statement that he's made. He's come out and apologized.
Immigrants are colonizing the UK.
Exactly. But then to come out and make a statement like that is just absolutely shameful to the football club. Where you have a manager, you've just appointed a manager who's trying to win football matches, who's trying to bring the football club to where it should belong, where it belongs. Has won four of his 5 games.
Unbeaten in 5.
Unbeaten in 5. Trying to stabilize the football club. Trying to bring the all Manchester United beliefs among the fans. Bring people together. Bring the fans back to the stadium to watch, support the football club. The football club that has been built for so many years through players from all over the world that has migrated to England legally, worked legally, played for Manchester United, won trophies, built the club, that today you own 25%, 30% off. And you've come out and you've made such a crazy, absolute shameful statement. Shame on him.
Yeah.
Shame on him. For a club as huge as Manchester United, that has one of the biggest
fans
in terms of diversity fans.
Yeah.
Go to Asia, go to Africa, all around the world. Manchester United has one of the biggest fan base. And you're benefiting from that. Filling up your pockets, week in, week out, selling out tickets. And you come out and you make such statement. How does he look his fans in the eyes? How does he go back to that stadium? I've been to Manchester United. I've seen the fans from India, from Africa. I know a lot of African people who buy season tickets, spend so much money. Manchester United. Don't get me wrong. It doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter where you live. If somebody migrates to my country, Nigeria, illegally, I have a problem with it. You should come to my country legally. Work legally. Live legally.
But you should be allowed to do that.
But you should be allowed to do that.
Yeah.
You should be allowed to do that. We all live in Dubai today, don't we?
We do.
We've migrated from all over the world.
We are immigrants.
Enjoying what Dubai offers to us. We're expats. You know, the rulers of this country have been so generous in terms of allowing us to come in and do that. There's no question about that.
And it's not lost on me, by the way. Sir Jim actually resides in Monte Carlo as well, by the way.
He lives in Monte Carlo?
He lives
between Monte Carlo and the UK. So he's migrated to Monte Carlo. And nobody complains about that, right?
It's you've put that very eloquently though, John. You really have, because there's a responsibility. There's a responsibility to us all to act in a respectful manner to each and every one. But certainly when you're an owner of an institution
as big as Manchester United, that is my problem.
There's an extra responsibility.
There is an extra responsibility. I believe if Alex Ferguson was still there at that football club,
he's a Labour man through and through.
Yeah, that wouldn't have happened. I just think values of life should always, decency, respect, should always be what matters in this world. You know, decency, respect, the core value of life, which is respect each other, and just let's live together. Let's enjoy everything together. Let's do things together instead of always trying to divide each other. And that's what I want football to always be, the main thing that brings us together, not divide us, not divide people, not players against each other, not teams against each other, not managers against each other, not fans against each other. Yes, the fans come to watch the game, but they also have a responsibility of watching, enjoying the game without discrimination, without insulting anyone. Your color of your skin shouldn't play a part in the game. Football should always bring us together. Always bring us. That's something we love and cherish. But in the past couple of weeks, football has slowly but surely losing its reputation. Well, we have to build it back. Yeah. We have to get it back. And that comes from, again, education, from academies, in school. FIFA need to do more. You know, in these academies, in these youths, to educate, not just playing football. There's no place for this. Same in schools. Yeah. There's no place for it. We all have to do more, and we can do more.
Wise words from John Obi Mikel. I think you'll all agree on that front. Listen, John, it's always been great. It is always great sitting down and having a natter with you and taking the Mikel. An awful lot to
unpack. Let's just say one thing I just need to say.
Yes.
City are going to go for it. And I believe that
Arsenal are going to bottle it.
I genuinely believe that Arsenal are going to somehow, I just genuinely believe that it's theirs to lose. No question about that. We all can accept that. We all can agree to that. But there's just something, there's that feeling that they can bottle it, that they will bottle it. And when you have Erling Haaland playing the way he did over the weekend, that's something I haven't seen in a long time. Erling Haaland, you can see after the game, everybody rushed to him. He was on the floor.
Yeah.
It's been so many games this season. Not so many games, a few games this season where I just think he's not doing enough. You know, players bullying him and shoving him. He's a big guy. He's a strong guy. He can stand up for himself. I just think so many times this season in games where he's failed to do that. And you can see the frustration on Pep's face that he wasn't doing that enough. Yes, he's come out and he's protected him. He's protected his player. But I know inside in the dressing room, he's probably saying, you can do more. And that's what I saw. That's the all Erling Haaland that I saw against Dan Burn. You know, big guy, strong guy. It was a good physical battle between both of them. And Haaland was there. Not just what he did in the opposition box, what he did
in his own
defensively
box.
wise, clearing headers, defending set pieces, everything. He was all over the place. And that's what Pep wants to see from Erling Haaland. And he did that. So when you see Erling Haaland playing that way, you should be scared.
Right, City to win the league. That's John's thoughts. I've got a steak dinner on it. I'm still hoping Arsenal get the job done, and maybe Spurs to get sucked down as well. Right, taking the Mikel, a reminder, do follow us across all your different social media platforms. The Louis Figo exclusive. Yes, that's right, Louis Figo on this very podcast. That is out now. Check it out. We've got some big episodes on the way as well. John and I have been to Kenya, all to be revealed on that. And we've got some monster names, including John's little brother.
My old brother. He's a year older.
He's a year older. Yeah. You called him your little brother. He's your little big brother. Okay, that's all upcoming on the Obi-Wan podcast, brought to you by the wonderful team at BetWinner. Ta-ra for now.